What's going on, Movementers? Welcome to another episode of MuvMint Monday, episode 219. I'm Crystal Clear, and let's go ahead and start off with a prayer. My dear Heavenly Father, I thank you for this day, Lord. Thank you for once again having everybody to come see another episode of MuvMint Monday. Lord, I ask that you will help me say the right words that you need me to say to everybody that's going on out there, struggling out there, whatever situations that's bothering them. I ask that you would just help them and help me, use me for whatever you need me to use to help them make it through the week. And Lord, I ask that you would just save souls everywhere, bless the world, and help stop the violence that's going on the Middle East and all the other areas of the world that are at war with each other. And we give you all the honor, glory, and praise. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Okay, so I'm going to make this short and sweet this week because there's a thing I want to bring about some people's attention, okay? Topic of discussion for this week is about changing your environment. You're going to need to do that to be successful sometimes in life, because sometimes the people that go with you in the beginning, like your friends or whatever, sometimes they may not be able to be with you in the end when you reach to your point of success. You have to evaluate every situation that you're going through. You have to evaluate your friends, your peers, your co-workers, either your spouse or your boyfriend or girlfriend. You have to always assess all your people that are around you when you're trying to elevate yourself to a higher status. Sometimes people just do not understand the path that you're going to, and sometimes people just don't want to go on the same path that you're going to. Best example is this. Remember when you were in high school, or people who graduated from high school, you'd be with friends that, all throughout the 4 years, you build a bond, you build everything together, you went out to trips, you ate together, went to, the beach on the off season, and just develop a rapport where when you see them in school, you people are just like two peas in the pod, you're stuck together like glue. There are plenty of friends that I used to have back in the day when, to the point I thought that the same friends that I was going to have will be the same friends I will have in the future. But then you graduate, and then you want to go progress on your life through whatever career or whatever things that you want to do with life. And sometimes when you realize that, everybody has a different path in life, eventually the friends that you stayed with end up splitting up. They either go on their own path, or they either go through something that's not even good for you, go through a path of destruction. There are some friends that I have that, I get in touch with over the future and, to see that they're doing well. And then there's some friends that I had that did not do so well in life. Even I had a couple of friends that passed on to their afterlife because of some of the bad decisions that they made. And you have to realize that even though you want that person, you wanted that friend to be with you, you wanted that boyfriend, you wanted that husband, you wanted that wife, you want them to stay with you always because you love how y'all develop together. Sometimes that person in the end might not be the one for you. Whatever situations that you're going through, if it's toxic to you, if you feel like it's wearing you down, if you feel like it's stressing you more often than giving you joy, or if you realize that it's not helping you develop to be the person that you know and God knows that you can be, you have to change your environment. So my message to you is don't be hesitant when you have to change your environment. Sometimes when you make a move in life and you change the color of your guard for yourself, people will look at you and respond to you in two different ways. They either want to be part of it and go with you, or they're going to look at you like you're crazy and go the other way. You can't stop how people change when you change. And it's the same thing according with salvation. When I became a Christian, I had plenty of peers that I used to hang out with and stuff like that. And I became a born again Christian. I started to try to change my ways, even though I'm working through some stuff right now. And people who thought about the way I changed to become a born again Christian, Some of the people thought it was cool that they wanted to, to be a part of it, or just want to understand the way I'm going through, the things that I'm going through. And then some people call me a hypocrite because, they're thinking that all Christians are hypocrites and they don't want to hang out with you anymore. Some people just think it's not for them and they just disappear throughout the course of time. One thing I learned in life is that God always will have people that are not good for you move out of your life, regardless if you love them or not. So sometimes the environment that changes is not by your own hand. Sometimes the changing of of your environment might be a God move, so He can get you out of whatever toxic situation that you're involved in. It's going to happen all the way to the end of your time, regardless if it's a career move to make yourself better or to make yourself whole and at peace with yourself. God always tries to move people out of your life that will be toxic for your future. So if you know that God does that, and you know that you're trying to do better, you're trying to elevate yourself to a higher status, regardless if it's being successful or being doing something that you want to try in life, don't be afraid when your environment changes. And don't be afraid when you have to change your environment. You may not know where you're going to be when you start changing your environment. But at the same time, two things you have to understand. It would never be the same as before. Anything you do with life would never be the same as before. And the second thing you have to understand is, maybe that new environment that you're going to, it may be scary because of the unknown, but it might be way better than you think it could ever be. So why not change your environment if it's too toxic for you? I know I did, and I'm still changing things. And people are still either going to come to my life and want to gravitate to me more because of the changes that I made in my life. And I have some people who are dwindling down and fading in the background. One thing you have to understand is that people are a phase of life. It's like a chapter in the book. Either you're going to be around for a few chapters of my life from the beginning to the end, or you're going to fizzle out and fade out in the middle of the book, or you're just going to be a one paragraph situation in my life. But the one thing I always had learned when I became who I am today is I've learned to embrace the change. So don't be afraid to change your environment. I'm not going to get too much far into like the updates. Everything that's been going on at Salvation Records is still going on as far as right now. We have Launchside Day on June 29th. We're going to be performing, me, Azrael, and Big Chuck from Detroit. What's going on, Big Chuck? And we're going to have a very good time. It's going to be a lot of people who have private businesses over there, and they're going to be serving food out there. There's food out there. I mean, I remember last year I had so much funnel cakes and stuff and seafood, and it's going to be a great time over there. It's going to be fireworks. It's going to be just a great show. Every year we go there, we have a great time. So come out there, Launchside Park, on, like I said, June 29th on Launchside Heritage Day, and just come and have a good time. Also, the albums that are coming out this year is Big Chuck. We have Fall in Love Again, the album. I believe he has a single coming out next month in June, so be on the lookout for that. And also Big Sticks, we're still working on some of his stuff for his album, Humble Yet Musically Necessary. And that's going to be coming out later on the fourth quarter of this year. Just like production-wise, we'll be getting together every week, constantly working on how to progress further on his album. Hopefully, everything will come in a nice, good package when his album comes out in later on this year. So just stay tuned for that. You got a single also coming out next month as well. So I'll give you more details when that comes out as well as too. Also, we got more apparel coming out from the website. You can check out any of the website, the contest. We have clothing. We have all kinds of stuff. Like I believe we have coasters. We have all kinds of merchandise that you can purchase at salvrec.com, SALVWRECK.com. and just check it out. You can get music over there. We had 3 albums that came out last year. We have my brother's album, Faded Black Face and Life, that came out in the first quarter of last year. We have my album, Basic Instructions Before Leaving Nerf, that came out in October on my birthday of last year. And then we also had a South Rack Christmas, Volume 7, that came out in December of last year. So we had about 80 some songs that came out last year. So you go ahead and you can check that out and check out all the merchandise Passion that had made for you. A lot of cool, new, neat stuff that you can see and purchase. You can catch all of that at salvrec.com, www.salvrec.com, and just go and check it out. Promote us, we try to do things to help people. That's our main focus in life, and we just want to help people and try to do the Lord's work as much as we can. Regardless, even we have our own personal battles and situations that we're going through that we're struggling. But in all, it's kind of nice to see how each of us, even though we're struggling in our own life's path, we're getting together and still trying to do right as much as we can for the Lord and for you. So go ahead and check us out there. All right, so that's it for this week. Like I said, I'll try to keep it as short and sweet as possible, and I hope you guys just take heed to what I'm saying. Just don't be afraid to change your environment and just go the way that you need to go in life. Regardless, like I said, people are going to follow you or people are not. But don't be afraid to make yourself a better you, okay? So until then, stay tuned, stay alert, and always remember, you are the movement, and be blessed out there throughout the course of the week. I know I'll try to, all right? Peace.